Hello Fragmental folk, welcome back to my channel, Chris here. In this video I'm giving you my top 10 fragrances I've smelled in 2018. Stay tuned to FM. So this video isn't a list of fragrances that were released in 2018, some of them were, but not all of them. They're fragrances that I've smelled for the first time this year. Okay, let's get into the first 5 fragrances. Okay, now we're getting into the top 5 fragrances. The first one was a brand new release for 2018. It is one of my favourite releases this year. It's from Azzaro. It's Wanted by Night. Great release from Azzaro. It opens with some cinnamon, mandarin orange, and then there's also some incense, which gives it a nice little bit of punch. There's also hints of leather and tobacco, but for me, it's that cinnamon that is front and center. I think maybe it's the incense beefing things up a little bit and pushing that cinnamon out even more. But the cinnamon is very much front and center, very prominent in this fragrance. It's quite a loud fragrance, quite a sweet fragrance, gives you massive projection. I get great longevity. This is a beast performer for me, and also I've had a few compliments from this one because it does project so much. You've got a big sillage trail from this, you've got a big scent bubble, so people are going to smell this. So if you're the type of person who doesn't really like a lot of projection, doesn't really like big performance, doesn't really like getting compliments, you're probably in a minority of people, but this fragrance wouldn't be for you. Otherwise, definitely worth checking out. Great release. Nat King Cole gave a great description of this next one. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. This is one of the best scents that I smelled this year. It's not a new release for this year. It's from Maison Margiela by the Fireplace. Sweet resinous woods, beautiful chestnut accord, some nice gourmandish caramel. This is very aptly named because it would be the perfect scent to wear on a cozy night by the fireplace, but also be a great scent to wear at any point in the winter time or in cooler months. I bought this just before I went on a skiing trip to the French Alps, so I wore this for the first time and I created a really nice scent memory with this. So when I wear this scent, I'm reminded of the lovely roaring fire that we had in the chalet in the mountains that we stayed in, and the snowy mountains, because I wore it throughout the day to test its performance, and it performed amazingly well in the cold weather. It lasted all day. This is pretty good value. I paid around about £70 for this for 100ml. That isn't full retail. I think full retail is more expensive, but I've seen people in responses to videos that this has also appeared in, and people talking about it in other groups that they've picked it up for even cheaper than that. So you can get this. I think it is worth the full retail, which is around about maybe £100. I do think it is worth that because you are getting a great quality juice and you're getting 100ml of it. It is an eau de toilette concentration, but to me it performs more like an eau de parfum. By the Fireplace is warm, cozy and comforting, but it's also really versatile. In my opinion, you could wear this for any occasion in the colder months. Oh, take me back to the Alps. Oh, I'm there. Coming in at number 3 is a stunning fragrance that really took me by surprise. It comes from a house that primarily are producing interpretations of other fragrances, but this one is an original release and it's so good. It's got a lot of buzz in the community. A lot of people are really enjoying this scent. It's from Alexandria Fragrances and it's Hafez 1984. Resinous woods, leather, rum, tobacco, vanilla, dark fruits. This one is just a boozy, chocolatey, tobacco, gourmandish scent. It's a real stunner. It's got a very addictive nature to it. It's one of those fragrances that you just want to keep coming back to and smelling. The other great thing about this is the performance. So this is a beast performer. This will give me a good 3 hours of projection, if not a little bit more than that, and then it'll last on my skin for 10 hours plus. It smells pretty complex, but it's so smooth, so well balanced, so easy to wear. Hafez 1984 has been a great seller this year for Alexandria fragrances, and I can really see why. If you haven't tried this one and the notes seem like they're up your street, then I would highly recommend at least getting a sample of this. But even if you did blind buy a full bottle of this, it's not really going to set you back that much. But I've not really come across any people who've said they don't like this fragrance. Gorgeous. Parfums de Marly is one of my favourite houses. I really enjoy so many of their fragrances. The one that I smelled for the first time this year blew me away. It used to be a Harrods exclusive, but now it is available for anyone to buy. It's Carlisle. I get a gorgeous gourmand apple accord from this. There's also tonka bean, vanilla, patchouli, and you do get that really thick, luxurious, high quality smell that you get from all Parfums de Marly's fragrances. When I first got this, I sprayed it on my skin and I asked my daughter what she thought of it, and she closed her eyes and within a second she said, apple crumble, and it really does have that dessert gourmand quality. This is a beast performer for me. I get a massive projection, I get great sillage, amazing longevity, so the performance really is impressive. It is a pricey fragrance, but it is a 125ml bottle and it's going to last you a long time. The other interesting thing about this one, and some people may know this already, but it's in relation to the previous fragrance, Alexandria's Hafez 1984. To my nose, these two fragrances smell extremely similar. I would struggle to tell the difference. I get the rum accord, I get the dried fruits, I get a bit of tobacco from this one, just like in Hafez 1984. I would say this has something in it that is just a little punchier. I don't know if oud is in here, I don't think it's listed, but it almost has something that gives it a little more potency, just a touch more than Hafez 1984, but in the air, there's hardly any difference. Now, Hafez 1984 isn't a clone of Carlisle, it's not released as a clone, it has a different note breakdown, but the scent profile is, to my nose, extremely similar. So if Carlisle was out of your price range and you wanted to get an idea of what it smells like, if you pick up Hafez 1984, you're pretty much going to get the exact same scent profile as this one. So Hafez 1984 is a great option. I love Carlisle, I love everything about it. I love the scent, I love the presentation, and I'm very pleased to have a bottle in my collection. It's a great fragrance for the colder months. This will be my Christmas Day fragrance this year. It's nice to save one of your favourite fragrances of the year for the big day. So on the 25th of December, I'll be rocking Carlisle.
And coming in at number 1
is a fragrance that I enjoy equally as much as Carlisle. The reason that this one has made it to number 1 over Carlisle is the quality you're getting for the price. Carlisle is a very expensive fragrance, you're getting very high quality. You get what you pay for. This one, I think, is one of those rare fragrances that you get a little bit more than you pay for, in my opinion. It's from Tom Ford. It's one of my favourites of the year. I love Tuscan leather. This is a signature line release that is very similar to Tuscan leather, but a lot cheaper. Ombré leather. I haven't smelled it myself, but I believe this is the same scent as one that used to be in the private blend called Ombré Leather 16. Very similar to Tuscan leather, but in my opinion, a little more mass appealing. So Tuscan leather, you get a very prominent, almost sharp, tart raspberry mixed with the leather. Rather than it being a raspberry fruit, it's more of a mixed fruit accord, but it balances perfectly with that leather. So it's got potency, it's got attitude, but it's smoother than Tuscan and more crowd pleasing. I think when I've asked People, particularly females, I've asked my sisters what they thought of this scent, and they weren't a big fan of Tuscan leather. They didn't quite get it, which is a little annoying for all us guys out there that really love Tuscan leather. That seems to be a common story, is that the guys love Tuscan leather and they ask their wives or girlfriends or partners if they enjoy it, and often they don't. This fixes that problem. So if you enjoy Tuscan leather, because this is smoother, because it's more mass appealing, people seem to like this off you a little more. So it's a great option. It's part of the signature line, so I think this 50ml bottle was going for around £80, but I found a discount code on a website. I forget which site I bought it from, so I picked it up for more like, I think it was £68, something like that. So for a scent of this quality, for a scent that used to be in the private blend, I think that's a great deal. Even if you pay the full retail of around £82 for the 50ml, it's still a great buy for a fragrance that is so good. Great performance, great longevity. It doesn't quite keep the that fruits and leather profile like Tuscan leather does, so it does settle a little bit more, and it does lose that attitude that Tuscan leather has. I think Tuscan leather does beat this one in performance, but you do still get great performance from this. It's a great overall fragrance. It's a great signature fragrance. It's a beautiful scent profile. It's great for this time of year, for fall, autumn, winter. Very versatile. You could wear it for any occasion, and I would say it's also definitely unisex, and any age could wear this. So it really is a very appealing fragrance. For the price, for the scent, you can't really go far wrong with this. A great release from Tom Ford. Okay, so there you have it, the top 10 fragrances I've smelled this year. If you know these fragrances, if you own them, or if you've tried them, let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you think they're good scents? And also let me know your top 3 fragrances you've smelled for the first time this year. What I'd also like to hear from you is what you think of the format where the first 5 fragrances are a little quicker, we get through them a bit quicker, and you just see a shot of the fragrance and a caption. So it speeds up the whole process. It makes for a shorter video, more of a concise video, and then you get me talking about the final 5 fragrances. So please let me know what you think about this format, and if you guys think it's all good, then maybe I'll do some more list videos similar to this going into next year as well. I hope you've enjoyed the video, hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good. So I believe this used to be a private brand. Private brander? You're not private brander. Doesn't look like a brander. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.